we can all hit, well, I hope we can all hit that nice, high, soft shot up to the green. That's cool. But when you go that high, to me, it's just a little more inconsistent. With shots like this, where you're firing away, we want to hit that low, sexy spinner shot. That's what we're all looking for, is this beautiful thing that just goes in there, rocket hot, and just stops. That's what we want. That is what you deserve. By the end of this video, you are gonna know how to hit that shot and feel completely comfortable and confident in your ability. Now you might be asking yourself, Matt, why do you have 2 clubs in your hand? Are you gonna do the old trickaroo and show us that, oh, all you need is this club? No, I'm gonna show you, you need a club, but specifically the bounce makes a huge difference. Which club? They're both 60-degree wedges, okay? Both same everything, except the bounce of the club. We have an 8-degree bounce, which would be on the lower end. Most players aren't going, the average player isn't going too much lower in bounce than that, and this is 12 degrees. And that's kind of at the upper end. People do go 14 or even 16, but this is higher. 12 degrees versus 8. Which of the two, everything else being equal, set up in position and shot, which is gonna go lower? 8 or 12? That's very important that you know this for your shot selection, especially if you want to go low. So keep an eye here. Peak height, that's what we're going for. And backspin. That last one I hit was 8,000 backspin for a shot that carried 33 yards. That's kind of where we want to be. When you're that close to the green, you want maximum spin and stopping power. Here's the 8-degree, same shot. That was really good. It's gonna have a lot of spin on it. Really excellent. Now, this is critical. 8,500 spin, love that. 19 feet in the air, little high for my liking for this particular shot. Lower is gonna be better. Hard to complain with this, for sure, and you can do it. But let's see what the more bounce gets us. Same everything, more bounce. Whew, look at that bad boy. Okay, still good spin, still good everything. 14 feet of height, so much lower with a ton of spin. So we're coming in lower the more bounce you have. Why is that? Here's the deal. The bounce is how much that sole comes below the leading edge. So this is 12. Now when we open that face, that bounce, that 12 becomes 16 or whatever. And so it does lift the leading edge off the ground, but it moves the center of gravity up higher on the face. So when you pinch that clean, the weight, the center of mass gravity is way back here, deep in the face. And that's gonna just drive the ball in lower if we use the right techniques. So that's gonna be important. But just know this, the more bounce you have, the better opportunity you have for driving that ball in low with lots of spin. Now, you might be wondering, hey, when you open the club face up, you're taking that 60 degree and you're laying it flat like a pancake as much as you can. That's like 90-degree wedge all of a sudden. Yeah. How can you hit that low? That's impossible. Well, you just saw it. So it's a wide open club face is what we're doing. And we're able to really flight it down incredibly low. Right there. 18.9 feet. I'll take that with some backspin. 8,700 spin. So step one, you've got to open that face up like a pancake on the ground. The more bounce it's gonna make it maybe a little concerning because that leading edge is above the earth, but a little practice and you'll get it. That's step one in how to achieve this shot. bounce, open the face. It's 2 steps, but it's all 1 step. Whatever you do, don't make this mistake of backing the ball way up in your stance. A lot of people do that, and squaring the face and even shutting it and driving those hands forward like this. You do not want to set up to this shot like this. What you're doing is you're taking the 60-degree wedge and you're turning it down to like an 8-iron loft and backing that ball up. This is what will happen if you do. You could hit a good shot, but you're not going to achieve really what you're looking for here. It's going to go way too low, and it's going to go way off the green. And notice my spin here, 4,700 spin, backspin. That's not what we want. That's way too low with no spin. It's a low no spinner. It's kind of, you got one of the two things. You got the low part, but we want the spin part. And you can't spin it too much when you back that thing up and just kind of chop down on it like this. There's no real control. I can't stop it. It just rolls. 4,300 spin. So that's why we say open the face and have the right tool in your hand. Because you can all of a sudden stop the ball. And that's what we're looking for. 16 feet, that's a 7,200 spinner. And we stop the ball, that's control. Step 2, the ball position has to be more forward than back. The ball position here is going to be on the inside of my left foot, my front foot here, with a wide open club face. And my hands are like on my left leg. My hands aren't way forward. This gets the hosel a little too close to the action for me to be comfortable with. So I want my hands more here, slightly forward, but very subtle. I mean, it's almost right on the ball. And the feet are, I'm aiming a touch to the left, just a touch. I'm not really doing the side saddle deal. I'm just going a touch to the left. And all my weight, like literally all of it, is on the front lead foot, right in here. That's what I want. Look at that. Stop. I mean, 8,400 spin. That's just easy. I can control that all day long. Next phase of the tutorial would be this, and you probably see what I'm doing. I'm kind of bringing that club head up pretty quickly. I do want to come down on the ball very steep, more steep than, let's say, if you're swinging a driver. I don't necessarily say pick it up because I don't think that's necessarily the thought process. You're already using one of the shortest clubs in your bag, so it's naturally going to be a steeper swing anyways. So I'm just scooching in close to the ball here, so my hands are almost touching my body. From here, I just want to bring the club back to there. So I'm almost seeing the head of the club. I don't want to see it get past or behind my eyeballs here. I just want to see it right up here. So yeah, you're kind of coming down and slightly to the left, sort of a cut shot. It's more of a cut shot than a draw shot regardless. But as you can see, when the ball spins, it's not really going left or right. It's pretty much coming straight back. So as we open the face and come straight down, everything's relatively square. The club's traveling slightly that direction, more in line with where I'm aiming, a smidge to the left here. Right there. Ooh, that's a good one. Watch it. I mean, that's it, like it just spun an inch to the left. So perfect. Now, as you hit your shots, I mean, it's going to be important that you really strike ball first. You are trying to, as that club is open, you're trying to get this right here, and you want that ball to hit the club face almost back here. So it's gonna take a lot of practice to get comfortable with sliding that club really below the equator of that ball the best you can. And when you do, you're gonna start seeing yourself like just gouge pieces of the cover off that ball because the wedges are really getting on that ball. And the higher up the pieces of the ball are on that club face, well, the cooler you're going to be looking with the shots. So that's something that's going to take a ton of practice. That's why I love practicing this on the mat, because the mats are very unforgiving when it comes to bounce turf interaction with this type of shot. If you hit behind the ball too much, you know, the ball's going to go way up in the air, and you're going to be like, okay, it got no spin, and it went way too high. So you know immediately feedback that you're not hitting ball first, just based on height of the shot. Two more things, and you're set to rock and roll this shot. One is this: you see me turning my body pretty rapidly through the shot. I mean, it's body shot. So my feet are close together, and I'm rotating pretty quickly. That's something everybody who's doing the shot would do, and I don't need to follow through that much. I'm really just hitting my shot, turning as quick as I can, and then I'm done. That was a low guy. Look at that. I mean, 12 feet in the air, 13 feet in the air. That was low. Now, watch this. I'm going to do everything I showed you and we talked about, but I'm going to leave one thing out that I haven't shared yet. But everything's going to look the same, but the results can be dramatically different. And this is why a lot of players cannot get this completed, because they do everything, they swing it up, and they go like this, and like, I did it. And you're like, no, it was 6,700 spin, okay? And it went 31 feet in the air. Like, what's happening? I'm doing everything he said. Open the face, weight forward, back here, spin, like there. Oh, I got it. Like, oh, but it didn't go anywhere. All right, so what happened there? 67 spin, it didn't even do it. And so you're like, I don't understand. I'm doing it, but you're not doing it. What I want you to know is that this shot is 100% right-handed. From here, I want you releasing right hand down into that ball. That's what holds it and fires it into the ball. That's how you get that clean hit. So you're literally just thinking about whoosh, slapping the ground with your right hand. Most people are right-handed. That's why I think this works, because you are really getting precise ball contact because of your right hand is throwing it in between the ball and the ground, and that's how it's getting the club inserted into the right position. Like, your right hand is the one throwing it down and using the bounce to engage with the ground. That's where it comes from. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna pull with my left. I'm gonna release down with my right hand here. And that slides the club lower, longer. Watch this bite. Look at that, come back. 8,700 spin again. That's the secret sauce to that low spinning chip shot, is that right hand release. Give these things a try. You will have great success. Peace.